All right, I'm back. Problem number 3. This is the second time I had to do this because my whole screen recording failed. So I'm mad, and I'm probably not going to be as excited about this one, but we're going to make it happen. All right, so example 3. Here's what I know. I know the cosine of pi over 2 minus x is 3/5, and I know the cosine of x is 4/5, all right? So first thing I got to do is determine the quadrant. So far, I know, actually, no. Why don't you all, first of all, figure out, what do you think this means? Cool. Hopefully you tried to figure that out and you were like, oh, well, let me skip down here and let me look at this part. It says a cofunction. Use this when you see pi over 2 minus something. So I'm going to look at these cofunction identities. And here's the one. It says, oh, the cosine of pi over 2 minus u, or x, equals the sine. So really, this whole thing really just means the sine of x equals 3/5. So let's get to cracking. So what do I know? So far, I know that sine is 3/5. I know that cosine is 4/5. Shoot, I could just keep... Man, I know everything. This is easy work. Well, I know tangent. What do I know about tangent? Oh, tangent is just sine over cosine. Easy work. Sine divided by cosine, which is 3/5 divided by 4/5, which is 3/5 times 5/4. Yak. 3/4. Oh, come on, y'all. Finish this off. Just all of this, you should be able to tell me the, what is that? The cosecant. You should be able to tell me the secant, and you should be able to tell me cotangent. All those are just reciprocal identities. This is just super easy. Cool. Hopefully you did that and you're like, okay, cosecant 5/3, because it's the opposite of that. Secant 5/4, because it's the reciprocal of cosine, and tangent, cotangent is 4/3. This one, super easy. All right, let's keep it moving. Last one, example 4. Write this down. Ashley? No. Cosecant of negative x equals -5, and the cosine of x equals 24/5. Here's the first thing I want you to figure out. I need to find out what this actually means. Where do you find that, and what do you think that actually means? Why don't you go ahead and solve that? Because I don't want to know what the cosecant of negative x is. So where can you figure that out? Okay, so hopefully you were like, oh, well, let's look at these even and odds when I see a negative x. So I'm going to look at these even and odd identities and see where this matches up. Cosecant negative x, cosecant negative u, same thing, equals the negative cosecant of u. So this is the same as the negative cosecant of x equals -5. That's -1 cosecant of x equals -5. So solve that for cosecant. Oh, you're like, okay, well, I could do that. Just divide by -1. Divide by -1. Cosecant of x equals 5. Okay? So all this one really told me is that the cosecant of x is 5 and the cosine of x is 24/5. I got a lot to work with. I want you to figure out all the rest of this equation right now. Okay, so hopefully you're like, all right, well, let's see. I know sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. What I got? So far, I know cosine is root 24 over 5. If I know cosine is root 24 over 5, that means that the secant is the flip of that, 5 over root 24 times root 24 over root 24, because we can't have a square root on the bottom, 5 root 24 over 24. I'm going to see this that I can simplify, so that's 5 times root 4 times root 6 over 24, which is 5 times 2 times root 6 over 24, which is 10 root 6 over 24. What are we going to divide by? What's that, 2? So we have 5 root 6 over 12. And what was this? Secant. Can't forget that. Secant, 5 root 6 over 12. 5 root 6 over 12. So I know cosine, I know secant. And I knew the cosecant was 5 over 1, or 5, which means the reciprocal of that, sine, should have been 1 over 5. Okay, that seems pretty good. And now you should be able to find tangent, because you know what sine and cosine are. So tangent is sine over cosine. So tangent is 1/5 divided by root 24 over 5. This makes sense. Okay, so tangent is 1/5 divided by root 24 over 5, which means tangent is actually 1/5 times 5 over root 24. Yak. 1 over root 24. And this is tangent. Don't forget. Let's go ahead and rationalize this thing over root 24. So I get root 24 over 24. Again, I can break this down into 2 root 6 over 24. Hopefully you just remembered root 24 we already broke down. We knew it was 2 root 6. And then I could go ahead and simplify, and I get 1 root 6 over 12. So tangent is root 6 over 12. And finally, let's get cotangent, which is the reciprocal of tangent. So it'd be 12 over root 6 times root 6 over root 6, which equals 12 root 6 over 6. Let's go ahead and simplify that. And it is 2 root 6 over 1, which is just 2 root 6. I did all the work. I did it pretty quickly, but hopefully you all are following along and you're doing it before me as much as you can in checking. Bass, I'm out.